had the opportunity to book a business class flight to Trabzon. This was definitely a game changer. This is the business class lounge in Trabzon. They had tons of free food at the lounge. However, I preferred the lounge in Istanbul. And yes, I had to fly back to Istanbul from Cappadocia to land in Trabzon. Logistically, it doesn't make sense, but flying business class, I couldn't complain. On the flight, I had ample legroom, a reasonable chair adjustment option that actually cared about comfort, a menu that listed all the food that would be provided, alcohol-free drink to toast before taking off. That's my meal, by the way. I could definitely get used to flying business class and above in the future. We left Istanbul and finally arrived in the Black Sea region of Trabzon. Trabzon is a luscious green region of Turkey founded as a Greek colony in 756 BC. It was an important point of trade to Persia and the Caucasus region during the Silk Road era. Trabzon is a great place for nature lovers, outdoor activities, and history. Some notable attractions are its own Hagia Sophia, originally a church but now a museum and a hospital, the Sumalı Monastery, and beautiful scenery. The region's breakfast is called kuymak or mihlama, made out of corn, butter, cold cheese, a must-try. Trabzon is also known for making delicious butter. Once I landed at the airport, which was a really small airport, I was picked up by my Airbnb's host's dad. Okay, quick story time. I'd never heard about Trabzon before until a Turkish friend told me about it years ago. I knew it was a beautiful region, but I didn't know what exactly to do there or how to get around. For some reason, I decided to check out the hotels and Airbnbs in Trabzon. Yeah, that's totally the first thing one does when considering visiting a place, right? Anyway, then I came across this gorgeous Airbnb in Trabzon. It looks so cute, like those stunning cottage houses in the mountains, and that, my friends, is what got me to book a flight to Trabzon. The Airbnb host of this place was Zia. After booking Zia's home, I asked him, so what should I do in Trabzon? Zia was very helpful and gave me tips. He offered to have someone take care of my transportation while in Trabzon. I later found out that his dad was a person that'll take care of the transportation. In fact, the Airbnb is Zia's dad's home where he lives with his wife, and Zia manages Airbnb reservations online from Istanbul. When I found out that Zia's dad was going to drive, I didn't want to be a burden and considered renting a car. I think it was like $50 a day or something, and a bit more for driving automatic. As Zia's dad was driving, I gazed at the beautiful landscape as we drove through mountains, mosques, and tea fields. I've always seen houses nestled inside mountains, but today was the first time that I'd actually live in one. As we drove up the mountains without traffic lights, nor street signs, or even good GPS signals, I realized instantly that driving would be a very bad idea. Zia's dad took a break from driving to have a cup of tea with his friends. Hello, so here I am in Trabzon. Can you see the view? It's so stunning. I can't believe I'm here. So I'm just having tea right now. Right. Oh, I forgot to mention that he doesn't speak English. We communicated with the power of Google Translate's broken Turkish and sign language. Here is an example of that.
Kurban.
Kurban. Hello, merhaba. I am officially here in Trabzon, and the Airbnb I booked is far away from Trabzon city. I didn't expect it to be this far, but I will say the perk is that I'm basically living in the mountains, and this area is like a farm area. You can see people working, tilling the ground. I'm sure there are animals, farm animals here. And The view is definitely nice. Waking up to this every morning, I cannot complain. Very quiet. One, maybe con, I'm someone that's very tech savvy. There is no internet, so I have to basically use my data, and that means I'll use less internet. So I think it's a good place to disconnect from everything and just be one with nature. The Turkish flag is everywhere in Turkey, even in the mountains. You can tell that Turkish people are very proud of their country. This is considered a village, so basically I'm living in a village. Now my challenge is, how am I going to get around the city? I considered driving here, but I don't think that's a good idea because one, I'm basically living in the mountains. I don't know how to navigate driving in the mountains. I have driven in the mountains when I was in San Francisco, going to Yosemite Park, National Park. But here it's different. Plus, I'm in another country, and also I do not speak Turkish fully, so I feel like I might have to order a cab. It's part of the adventure. Basically being this spontaneous traveler. This trip, not super planning everything and just arriving at the place and figuring it out along the way. But I cannot complain. I'm just gonna give you a view of my room. That's basically what attracted me to this Airbnb. So this is my room. I sleep here, obviously. And then I just love windows that are almost like ceiling to wall, wall to ceiling, larger windows in general. This is me. Hi. Hey. It's a very spacious room. And they have like the prayer mat here for praying. The carpet is so pretty, as you can see. And just look at that. This is a ceiling, and a chair here for sitting, and there's a terrace here. It's stunning. So some of the reviews on Airbnb was like, you're gonna see them basically doing farm stuff since it's the village, and so you're gonna see the host milking cows and, you know, feeding the chickens and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna see that or if I'll have time to see that. We'll see. I'm just gonna rest right now and then decide what I'm gonna do here in Trabzon. All right, see you later. Before resting, I decided to enjoy my new nature-filled space. These are the wonderful people I met while staying at Zia's dad's home. I'll tell you more about them soon, but let's start with this beautiful lady. This is Serpil, Zia's sister. When I first arrived, she was the only person that spoke English. At night, I had a light dinner and chatted with Serpil. We talked for hours like we were best friends from another lifetime. The next day, after much consideration and after Zia's dad personally offered to take me to tourist spots, I decided to take him up on his offer. One thing to know about visiting tourist attractions in Trabzon and its surrounding region is that except you are in the city center, public transportation isn't really accessible here. It's best that you rent a car or organize some sort of transportation with a tour company. Oh, and each tourist attraction spot is at least 1.5 hours away. Keep all of this in mind when coming to Trabzon. As we drove through the village, Zia's dad will honk at people on the road or wave. Clearly, he's very popular or well-known in this village. The first place we visited was the Sumela Monastery. Alright, so I am in Makkah, going to the Sumela Monastery. It's a really famous place here in Trabzon. It used to be where, it's a monastery where like Christians will go to worship. I am basically dropped in the middle of nowhere, walking there. I don't know how to speak Turkish to father, so spontaneous in nature. I'm walking there. I don't even know how long it's gonna take. There are no signs that tell you this is how to get to Sumela Monastery. I don't know if it's a bad idea that I'm walking, but we'll find out. Oof, crazy. Anyway, thank God for technology. I just found out from Google that it's gonna take me 1 hour to walk to this monastery, and then just by car is 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go back and get a taxi. Too far. Damn. No way I'm doing 1 hour walking. It's not that serious. No. Okay, we're doing car. We're gonna go back. The Sumala Monastery is a Greek Orthodox monastery nestled within the Pontic Mountains of Makkah. It was dedicated to Theotokos, aka Mary Mother of Jesus, in classic Syriac language. It was built during the reign of the Emperor Theodosius between the year 379 to 395 by two monks from Athens, Saints Barnabas and Sophronius. The monastery was later enlarged and founded by the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I of the 6th century. How these people built this monastery is impressive, especially on such a challenging topography. The word Sumala is known to have derived from the word melas, which means black in English. The reason why this name was given to the monastery is because it is believed to be associated with the black portraits of the Virgin Mary or the Black Mountains. Today, the Sumala Monastery is a museum where thousands of people from around the world visit. I'm so glad I followed my intuition and not hike up a monastery. I mean, look at the struggle path that I would have encountered. No amount of koimak would have given me the strength to do such thing. Alright, so that took me like 7 minutes to get on the bus. It's always good to cross-check. I wore my hiking shoes, very necessary here for most of Turkey. Okay, someone is dancing the horon, which is a very popular Turkish dance in Trabzon area, where they're playing the music for the horon.
Ama biraz çekilsene. Maşallah, maşallah. Galiba konuşurken onları yaptılar.
So we're finally here after quite a few hikes. Very glad I did not decide to walk all the way from the entrance to the monastery. I would have been fatigued. We haven't even arrived actually. Oh Lord. Oof. This is an unplanned workout. Oof. I hope it's worth it. Oh my god, it's so hot. Inside the monastery, there's an ancient library, a gallery, fresco paintings, an ancient kitchen with a bonus of Turkish locals pretending to cook. The kitchen had a very high ceiling. I guess it was for ventilation. That is supposed to be the fresco painting of the Virgin Mary and Jesus. We left the monastery after an hour to fill the car with gas. I find it interesting that in many parts of the world, including Turkey, a staff from the gas station fills up your car. This is not common in the US. Okay, we head out to our next destination. One thing I forgot to mention is how the Black Sea is known for producing tea. I saw many tea fields as we drove by. Did you know that Turkey produces 6 to 10% of the world's tea? In fact, Turkey is among the top 5 tea producers in the world. Black tea is a common tea of choice in Turkey, and production normally takes place in Rize, about 2 hours away from Trabzon. I only had 2 days to spend in Trabzon, so I couldn't visit Rize on this trip. So I opted to visit a tea factory nearby, the Ikichai factory. I chose this factory not just for its tea tour, but also for another special reason. You'll find out soon. Side note, Zia's mom is from Sürmene, where the Ikichai tea factory is located. And Zia's dad didn't use a GPS to find Ikichai. The reason, you may wonder, is because he said his wife is from Sürmene, so he would know how to get there. Once we got in the tea factory, we were welcomed by some lovely girls dressed in traditional garb. They directed us to Ahmed, who was the only person in the factory that spoke English. Lucky enough, he was also our tour guide there. That is Ahmed. So apparently the tour is free, which is interesting. I didn't expect it. Wow, okay.
And if you want, you can buy here.
Oh,
Very
good.
quality.
I see.
Fırsatlarınızı vardı ben de
Three types
gezmeyeceğim.
of factory. Handmade factory and mechanical factory. Handmade factory. Here we're doing a white tea and green tea. You know white tea?
Yeah.
It's a tea leaves, types of tea, white
Okay.
tea, green tea and black tea. The white tea is a just small one.
Black tea?
No.
Oh, this is
Green tea. But just like a oolong tea in China, we're putting for 5 leaves in the water, opening, green.
So this turned to this. Oh, okay.
Bu bir daha makineye giriyor mu? Yok. Bizim torbalarda böyle çay hiç yok.
Bu yeşil çay.
Ha, yeşil
Evet.
çay.
Wow.
Yes. But after 10 days, cutting like this, small piece, oxidation with the
Okay.
make that quality, first quality in Europe,
Wow.
second quality in everywhere you can drink this, third quality in tea bags, not good.
Not
tea
good.
bags, not
Right.
healthy. Come with me, test tea.
Okay. After the tour, we tried all the tea variations that Ikichai had. They were all delicious. I have never drank as much tea as I did during my visit to Turkey, and this is coming from a tea lover. To wrap our tour, Ahmed showed us the final tea products.
The first tea we drink is this.
Okay.
This.
Nice. And this is why I chose Ikichai, to watch the local dance of Trabzon. It is called the Horon. Between the visits of the Sumala Monastery and the Ikichai tea factory, half of the day was already gone. We had to quickly get to our last destination before it got dark and foggy in the mountains. Our last stop was at a very popular tourist spot. This is Uzungul, sometimes referred to as the Switzerland of Turkey, and you can see why. The images I saw of Uzungul on Instagram is what spurred me to add Trabzon on my travel bucket list. Uzungul means long lake in Turkish and is a charming village town in the mountains surrounded by tall trees, a lake in the middle, and clouds. Uzungul is a dream city for many Turkish locals to visit. Those who are lucky to visit Uzungul spend their time in nature, admiring the simple life and escaping the hustle and bustle of the city. Because we were short on time, I had one mission at Uzungul. We went up to a restaurant to eat and enjoy the view. The entire experience was surreal. I tried some more Turkish delicacies and of course Turkish tea. Zia's dad stated that his wife's food was much better. After dinner, we got back to the house before dusk. It was a whole day trip and I had just scratched the surface of what Trabzon had to offer. Once we got to the house, I was greeted by more family members. The next day was Eid Adha, or Bayram as the Turkish call it. and all the family from the city were driving down to the village to celebrate. This is Zainab, Zia's young niece, Zia's mom next to her, Rana, Zainab's big sister, also Zia's niece. You already know who Serpil is, Zia's sister. I also met Zia's older sister and her husband, who are not pictured here. The other family came later the next day. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Zia or the rest of the family because I had plans earlier to spend Eid somewhere else. That night, I chatted with the family. Serpil was my translator, and the kids got to practice speaking English with me. It was such a beautiful moment in the village. On my last day in Trabzon, Zia's mom prepared me a traditional Trabzon breakfast with, of course, koymak, bread, honey, butter, olives, eggs, and tea. There was so much love on that table. Later on, the kids showed me where they kept the cows, one of which would be sacrificed for Eid.
Oh my gosh.
Where is the
It smells like cow.
Come on. Don't scare.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Do you want to go there?
It doesn't bite, no?
No, it's not coming.
I wonder if they named the cows.
It's Alex,
Alex?
but it don't have a name.
The adventure didn't stop there. Zainab and Rana took me on a quick hike to see more of the village. There were a couple of poisonous plants they told me to avoid. Luckily, I was able to avoid. These girls were pros in the mountains while I was whimpering behind them.
What am I doing? Look at Rona.
All in all, Trabzon was worth it. I felt at peace in this village. Although I didn't get to visit as much tourist attraction spots as initially planned, the highlight of this trip was spending time with Zia's family. That was a priceless experience in of
My
itself.
friend Serpil, Rana, Zainab.
100% would recommend. And yes, Zia's dad is right. His wife makes the best food in all of Trabzon. I was dropped off at the airport to head back to, you guessed right, Istanbul for another adventure. It was so crowded because many people were rushing back to spend time with their families for Eid. Check out my blog post on top places to visit in Trabzon, which also includes places that I couldn't go due to time constraints. Let me know in the comment section below how your Trabzon experience was if you do decide to visit. Once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Ciao, hasta luego.